Going on, guys? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're taking a look at another major mining farm that's taking major losses from Bitcoin as the industry pretty much pivots over to AI. The other thing is here, were you aware that American Bitcoin, which is Trump's kids, actually mine in Canada? That's pretty insane. But first, let's take a look at all this that's going on. So, Trump family linked American Bitcoin posts $82 million loss as crypto drop bites. The Trump family linked miner cut its cost per Bitcoin to roughly $36,200. That's pretty insane. That means as long as the price is above $36,200, in theory, they should be profitable. That's what it costs to mint it. Now, remember, they also have all the fees of stuff like paying staff and everything else out there. But the cost to actually mint the Bitcoin is down to only $36,200. That's pretty good. You know, the bottom should be coming sometime in October at around 45 to 50-ish thousand. So that means even at the bottom of this cycle, they should remain fairly profitable. So that's very interesting here. But that is down from their 46,900, which they had in Q4 of 2025, putting it among the lowest cost public mining operations at a moment when most of its peers are toning down business. We're talking about Hut 8 and Hive and all those other people are moving into AI and slowly getting rid of or offsetting their Bitcoin mining infrastructure. So that's very interesting here. But keep in mind, you know, this is very cheap, especially for coming in for US and Canada type of prices. There's other countries that can mint, you know, over half of this, like, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 Bitcoin is all they really need to maintain break-even costs here. So even though this is down quite a bit and pretty darn good for North America, but our power prices are still too high to, you know, compete with a lot of the other people out there. Now, the Trump brothers Bitcoin mining venture missed analyst expectations in its latest quarterly earnings report. American Bitcoin ABTC posted an $81.8 million net loss for the quarter on revenue of $62.12 million in a Wednesday filing, missing analyst estimates by 17%. So I don't know who their analysts are, but it's pretty clear we're in a bear market. So prices usually tend to go down. Yes, we're seeing a current spike right now. That is normal. We always see spikes in bear markets, but we're still not done with the bear market. I feel the cycle is still 100% at play, and it usually happens. The bottom of Bitcoin will happen 1 year from the high of Bitcoin. The high happened October of 2025, and now we're going to see the bottom around October of 2026. What is this year? So earnings per share EPS for the quarter was a loss of 8 cents here compared to consensus estimates of a 1% gain or 1 cent gain. Much of American Bitcoin losses were driven to mark-to-market accounting on its Bitcoin holdings as the price dropped roughly 22% over the period. Bear market. The 21% drop in revenue reflected a lower average revenue per coin mined of 76,000 versus 100,000. That puts it materially below the publicly listed miner average of around $80,000 per Bitcoin in late 2025, as CoinDesk reported. And inside the band where mining at current Bitcoin prices remains generally profitable rather than a managed loss, American Bitcoin also said its cost to mine one Bitcoin fell to roughly 36,000, which we kind of seen that before in the first quarter, a 23% drop from 46,900 and Q4 2025. So they dropped their cost to mine by 23%. So either they got like really a lot better power deals, but maybe they invested in more efficient hardware, which would drop their bottom line as well, meaning longer ROIs. Who knows what really they did here? I'm pretty this will tell us. Here it goes. The improvement came from spreading higher production volume across a stable fixed cost base. So it looks like they found better power costs for more hardware over, you know, a long period of different areas or whatever, you know. So they found better power costs, plus what management called continued energy pricing discipline. You know, that's just a term to say you have to pay for all these big companies' power costs is pretty much how that sums up to. Now, here's the interesting part. I was not aware about this, but look at the Drumheller site in Alberta. So they got a site in Alberta here, and not only is it just in Alberta, this is like an hour and a half from me. Like we go here a couple times every summer to go to the museum and stuff. So I wonder if one day I could get in here and tour one of their facilities because it's like pretty much next door to me. But anyway, yeah, so they are actually American Bitcoin is mining in Canada. Alberta, Canada, of all places. So the Drumheller site in Alberta, which was switched on and began running miners in late March, added roughly 3.05 exahash of computing power, a measure of how many guesses per second the mining hardware can make to find a new Bitcoin. Total fleet capacity hits 28.1 exahash by quarter end, with around 89,000 mining machines running. So pretty insane going on here. But yeah, I was not aware that this was even a thing. You know what? I'm a Canadian Bitcoin miner, but I'm mining in the US. You know, you wouldn't really think that would be a thing based on your name and stuff. But again, a lot of companies are situated at one place and they do their work in another country. So we'll see what happens. The company added 1,620 Bitcoin to a strategic reserve in the quarter, taking its holdings to roughly 7,021 BTC, a 30% increase in 3 months. You know, that's not bad. That's some nice Bitcoin right there, huh? Of that, 817 came from mining and 803 from open market treasury purchases. Okay. Insider information. We're not going to talk about that in this one. But American Bitcoin is now the 16th largest publicly traded Bitcoin holder globally. What makes the quarter notably structurally is the contrast with the rest of the cohort. Public miners have collectively pivoted towards AI and high performance computing, signaling more than $70 billion in cumulative contracts and reducing their Bitcoin treasuries by over 15,000 BTC since late 2024 to fund the transition. So this is where they're talking about a lot of the other large companies that's been mining Bitcoin forever, you know, since Bitcoin was a thing and institutions got involved. So they are actually seeing what's going on and they're getting out of it because they know the storm that's coming. And to sum it up, you know, I know Bitcoin's going to be the next big thing. We all want Bitcoin, but still, you know, for the average user, Bitcoin's too hard to use. It's slow. And with the halvings coming up, the price of Bitcoin is not how can I put it? The price of Bitcoin is not matching for mining profitability the increase of hash rate as long with the halvings, which means right off the get-go, if no hash rate changes and a halving happens, in order to remain the same type of profitability, you're going to have to double the price right out of the get-go. On top of that, also compensate for the increased hash rate coming online all the time. And the price just isn't doing that compared to the miners that are mining the coin and how many more keep coming. So it's not looking profitable into the future, even for a lot of these cheap power farms. And that's why they're moving to where the current boom is AI, which is making so much more money than Bitcoin mining. And they're realizing this. And it's just like we always say as a home miner, you know, mine the most profitable and, you know, sell it and buy whatever you want. So if you want more Bitcoin, get into AI mining as, you know, this huge thing works. That's kind of what's going on here with their competition. But again, they're new to this whole thing and, you know, they're just getting into it. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting, but that's how I'm kind of looking at the whole situation here. And then here we have ABTC shares were over 2.3% lower at $1.22 in pre-market trading on Thursday. Now, there was another article I seen that actually put this up, even made it look like they had a pretty big drop here. So let me just see. This is rabidmining.com where we got all sorts of cryptocurrency news right here. I do believe that they had a whole bunch of, what do we got? Yeah, so right here, the company's stock has fallen nearly 26.5% so far this year amid a challenging environment for Bitcoin miners. How the cryptocurrency fell from 2026 high of 97,000 in January, which it struggled to regain. Well, obviously, guys, 4 years cycles, you know, 2013, 2017, 2021, 2025, and you know, now we're in the bear market 2026. It's always followed. Those are the cycle peaks every single time for Bitcoin. The cycle is no different. As much as so many people want to tell you the cycle is different, it's absolutely not. And the bottom always came 1 year from the all-time high. So until there's any proof to show the cycle is different, everyone's, oh, we got institutions here, we got this, we got the president. Who cares who's talking about? Who cares who's into it? Guess what? The peaks and the bottoms still keep happening at the same time. The cycle is the same. So anyway, that's what we got right now. Thank you for checking out this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section. And were you aware that American Bitcoin was actually mining Bitcoin in Canada? They're not a full 100% US based operation. So I was not aware about that, but now I want to see if I could possibly check out their mining farm that they got here. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the subscribe button. Rabid out.